Ever had one of those moments where nature calls and you're in and out of the bathroom in 30 seconds flat? Well, that's exactly how I tackled this boss. With the precision of someone who's just had their morning coffee, I rolled, dodged, and struck with such speed that the boss didn't know what hit them. Before I knew it, the fight was over, just like that quick bathroom dash. Now that's what I call handling business efficiently. This is literally the highest damage build I've done since starting playing No Rest for the Wicked. And I'm not just referring to the rune attacks, but also the basic attacks deal a huge amount of damage. I'm using the two-handed great axe, the Broken Fang, and this is a request from one of my viewers. Let's get started. I will show the full build at the end of the Crucible run. The main weapon of this build is the broken Fang. Firstly, from what I've experienced, you can only get this weapon by crafting it. Now the recipe you can only get as a random drop playing the game. I've gotten it plenty of times, but I've never gotten it in the Crucible dungeon, only in the open world. As for the stats of the weapon, this is the highest damage increase I ever rolled on a weapon. This, together with the gem, is the highest damage weapon I've seen so far. Now the biggest drawback on this is that I got one of the worst penalties on it, the health drain. You can counter this by getting the rest of your gear with health regeneration, but I recommend you keep enchanting it until you get one that doesn't have penalty to health, focus, or stamina. You can get even better stats, like focus on damage dealt and health on damage dealt. But for me, unfortunately, after hours of grinding materials, I only managed to craft around 15 of them. It's quite an expensive weapon. Now, the most important aspect of this is that I added a lighting assault rune to it. This is the highest damage rune for two-handed weapons. Is also a very good gap closer. For my second weapon, I'm using the Cleric's Mace, and the only purpose of this is to have the damage surge rune that increases my overall damage even more. For the hat, I rolled focus and health regeneration, and I added another focus regeneration. The regeneration stat stacks, but unfortunately since the last patch, the focus regen you can only get on the hat. For the body armor, I rolled health regeneration and stamina increases. Think of your stamina bar as your coffee supply. Burn through it too quickly and you'll be left sluggish and vulnerable. I also added a focus increase gem, and I managed to get the highest roll on it. I would have liked to use an armor with more defense and poise, but because of this focus increase gem, this is now probably the best focus-oriented armor I have. For the gloves, I got health regeneration. For the pants, health regeneration again, and I added a focus on focus use gem. For the rings, I'm using 3 fierce rings that increase my damage and armor even more. These are probably the best rings in the game. For the stats, I'm using 20 in health, 42 in strength to use the weapon, and 55 in focus to be able to spam the weapon rune. And that is it. The highest damage build I have ever done. The Broken Fang build. If you like this video, consider subscribing, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I wish you a wicked journey.